Good evening. Good evening, everyone. And welcome to First Corner Live. You'll notice I'm in a different room. I am in another room of the house. As you can see, we're also renovating this one. As you can see by the very peely wall there. But different room, but the same eBay hunting show on a Tuesday evening. I thought I'd also show off the Total 90 shirt again with this little backdrop. Because it's a good shirt, right? But welcome. Hey, Rabbi. Hey, Thomas as well. Big tune. Yep. It is a big tune. one of my own songs. There's the intro song. But good evening, everyone. As I say, if I quickly switch to the mic. Yeah, as you can see, different room, but we do have the Palmer shirt. That did arrive. It was delivered to the wrong house, and I thought I'd lost it. I even emailed the club asking for a refund because I didn't think it was going to turn up. And then the person whose house, basically the person came in with the shirt in the end, which was good. Otherwise, it would have been very sad, given that they're limited. So. Anyway, really like that one. Probably take some pictures of it this week. But good evening, Andy. Hope you're well, mate. And yeah, I used to, Thomas. I used to, kind of. I studied, believe it or not, I studied music technology at university. So that was my jam, so to speak. But I didn't end up working in it. But maybe I could tell that story another day, or do a music evening. That could be quite funny. I don't think I'm quite big enough to justify going completely off off piece and doing something like that. And Ballon, good evening. Burnley are getting relegated. Yeah, who's playing tonight? Actually, is there any games on tonight? I'll be honest. Apart from. Well, I saw some of the Africa Cup of Nations. I've been keeping a sort of half an eye on that. But other than that, I'll be honest, I'm not sure what's happening this week. So, if anyone is watching anything or has seen something and wants to talk about it, do jump in. Southampton Brentford as well. Okay. Hey, Joe. Hey, JD. Did Burnley... Okay, I'm really out of the loop here. Who have Burnley sold? Let's have a look. I've been too busy, I've been too oblivious, I should say, to what's going on in the football world. Oh, okay, Maxwell Cornet, is it? Well, he's trending anyway. Anyway, before this becomes a football... Before this becomes a football chat show, I should stick to what we're here to do, which is to browse eBay to find football shirts like the one that there are pictures of here. We found this on this show, and yeah, this is certainly a shirt I never expected to just stumble across on eBay, and it was a very cheap price as well. So yeah. This is what we're here to do, guys. We're here to find shirts. Of course, we're not always going to find shirts this good. But this is the kind of thing that you can find. It was a bit of a risk, as those who saw the episode a couple of weeks ago, or a few weeks ago, I should say, will know. But it turned out. Doesn't always go this well, of course. Evening, Liam. Evening, Odie. Guys, thank you for tuning in already. Thank you for your support, as always. Before I go any further as well, a couple of small announcements. I will be announcing the winner, or the winners, I say 2 winners, of the giveaway. I did a giveaway a couple of videos ago when I did my 2021 buys, my 2021 kind of collection video. I said that I was going to do a giveaway. So there's going to be 2 winners, 2 shirts going to 2 different people from my personal collection for free as a thank you to you guys. So look out for that towards the end of the stream. And I've got an announcement to say that I'm also going to be starting another regular stream. So this has been great. I've really enjoyed this. I want to do another video, this time it's going to be a show just reviewing new kits. So literally getting all the new kits from the previous week and grading them. I need to figure out a kind of scoring system, whether to just go for kind of classic A, B, C, D, E, F, or like a numbered system. But either way, I'll be doing that as well. And that's probably going to be on a Thursday. I'll confirm details. It'll be in the coming weeks anyway. So alongside this and that, and the other kind of classic field scoring videos, yeah, there's going to be more stuff to come. So lots to look forward to. But as I say, thanks guys for tuning in. Arno, watching this and playing FM. Nice. Who are you playing as? Arno, I can't remember if you said. But yeah, that is that's a good combo. I like it. I like it a lot. And Thomas saying, my biggest struggle right now is that I'm 18 and I have to decide if I want to fund my vinyl collection or my shirt collection. It's funny you say that, Thomas. I was saying just the other day or the other week, I've recently, well, as of last year, got into Magic the Gathering, which was kind of just, I'd been keeping an eye on it, and of course it's been going for quite a while. But I'm not heavily into it, but I've played it a few times at my local store, and I've been enjoying learning that market and the collecting market. Obviously very different to shirts, but of course any money I do spend on that is coming out of the shirt kitty. So yeah, trying to now balance two collecting hobbies is going to be difficult. But anyway, so I can relate to that. And actually, vinyls was a popular one. When I asked people what stuff were they collecting, vinyls was I think by far the most popular second hobby. So that's good. And Darren says, can you say hi to Brody? Brody, hello. Good evening, good morning, wherever you are in the world. I hope you're well. I hope you're well, Brody. And yeah, if you like football shirts, we're going to be looking at a lot of them in the next hour. Thomas also on FM, still trying to win the League of Fiorentina after 5 years. Mate, 5 years. I mean, I know Fiorentina are, well, they used to be, but yeah. It's tough old league, eh? So yeah. Harry, good evening, mate. Good evening. And Edgar, I just saw your question here as well. Thoughts on Atlanta United's third kit, maroon colour. Now, Edgar, let's go to... I'll just bring up the picture of the shirt. If it's the one I'm thinking of, I really like the shirt. It was a really interesting one with lots of details. And the combo with the orange, yeah, here we go. If this is the one you're referring to, I believe it is. I really like this one. It was one I'd love to pick up, but MLS shirts can be quite tricky to pick up for a good price. Even though you could, I think the pattern is maybe a bit tacky. The way, the kind of wording, it's a bit word art. The way the word marks, or the words rather, have been kind of done in that wave to match the body of the shirt. But it's nice, and you can see obviously that the details look really good on this one. And I think the color combo was really cool. Seeing those shades of maroon, but particularly the peach, the orange accents. I like it. It's one I've not seen, a combination I've not seen a lot of before. So yeah, in short, I really like it. I'd say that was, for me, it was above average. Even though, yeah, sure, the pattern again, maybe a bit in your face, but I like it. In short. Yeah. Christopher said I had to transfer watching my tablet. Phone shattered via 1 year old. Oh, rip phone. Hope that's not too expensive a replacement. And Odie says my other hobby, Warhammer 40k, is taken over my spending for now. Need to set aside some money to continue my Argentine shirt collection. Yeah, Odie, that's the thing. I mean, as I say, I've started to dabble in Magic, and yeah, I'm gonna have to, it's gonna be a hard balance. Obviously, shirts won't ever die away, but I'm gonna have to be careful. But of course, we're still gonna look out for deals. It's that hasn't changed. That hasn't changed. And Christopher also saying, I sent Pauli Hummel arrived today. Nice. Which one was that again? Remind me which one that was. I do remember you saying on the previous stream. Guys, just before we go, we have been talking for a good 10-15 minutes. Just for anyone who doesn't know, we are literally just on eBay and looking for shirts. And as we're going around eBay and looking at what's on offer, and the way I like to do eBay is literally just a very broad term, like football shirts, with auctions. So I've just accidentally done accepts offers, but we're going to do auctions, ending soonest. This is the way I like to do it. There are other ways, of course, to browse eBay, but I like this. I kind of enjoy the randomness of it all. You know, we're already here. If you want a Wales training top, there you go. Quite smart, nice, simple. The redesigned crest, 20 quid. Seems okay. You know, I wouldn't have thought it'd be much more than that at retail. Well, maybe retail would be more, but you know, I'd expect to not pay much more than that. But anyway, as you can see, I'll be rambling on as we go through. But yeah, this is fun. Well, I find it fun, and I think a few of you find it fun as well. Yeah, and one of the things, and you'll see if you don't know already, I like to, you know, as I'm looking through, I'll be researching stuff that we browse, that we come across. You know, you'll see that it can be difficult sometimes looking on eBay. You know, you're trying to figure out if stuff's real, and that comes into play. But yeah, just quickly on here already, what appears to be a Dynamo Moscow shirt for a very reasonable price there, $12.80. I'd almost want to stick in a bid, to be honest, at that price. Now, there's not a long time to go. I'd say the feedback, that's lower score than I'd like to see. You know, it's still 98% nearly, but at this price, I think I'd probably stick in a little bid. It's coming from Stoke, so that's not too far. Now, there is a shot of the label, but really, that does look pretty good. Let's just stick in a bid of kind of £14. I think it's certainly been outbid, so that makes sense. I was going to say, at that price, you know, I think that'd be quite an easy pickup to sell later on, or keep if I like it. Oftentimes, if I buy a shirt this cheap, sometimes it's those ones that actually grow on you quite a bit. As this is, I don't love it enough, even though I'd say this is a really good price. If you're a medium and you want a shirt to add to your collection, it is quite simple, of course. But I do like this crest. And other teams of the same prefix, Dynamo teams, have really good crests. This one might end on 14.50, I think, by the looks of things. 14.50. So we stuck in a bid 14. I think whoever's won that has got a good deal there. Yeah, there you go. Nice cheap pickup. There was also an extra small Hertha Berlin, and this one I think is as well. Even though the sponsor is kind of garish, but yeah, I see another one from A1 Sports Direct Stoke. That's funny that they've got Sports Direct's name in the in their account name. I wouldn't have thought that was too good there, but there we go. And also, guys, I should say, I do try and answer your comments as we go through. I'll try my best. Sometimes I get so distracted that I'll forget. But please ask anything. And if I don't answer, someone in the chat will answer as we go through. So let's have a look. Some comments on AFCON kits. I'll probably save any longer discussion until later if we have time. Because I might even save that for another video. Or certainly when we do our review video. Or a review series, I should say, which will be starting soon. That'll be a good time to do it. But only else, any particular show you're looking for, or just general deal hunting? Yeah, tonight is just a general deal hunting segment, and I quite enjoy just browsing. And talking of just browsing, here we go. Now, this has already attracted some interest, so I don't know if we'll actually be able to pick this one up, but we can see here, Western United. Now, I don't remember this particular design for Western United. I do know, of course, well, Many of you will remember I believe it was the 2019 Western United shirt, which was, or the away shirt, I should say. And you can see it here. This was a very memorable design. One of the designs, I would say, or certainly the most popular designs of the year, that season. It attracted a lot of interest, and even the classic football shirts did actually sell it as well. Yeah, it was a popular design, I would say. I believe this particular pattern was bespoke, even though Kappa did have other similar aesthetics. Napoli famously had a home shirt with a panther in this kind of style. So yeah, this one's already attracting my attention. It looks good from the first glance. I really like that crest. Look at that fantastic raised application. This is what, I often talk about how good plastic crests can be, and this is a beautiful one. I really, really like that that application style. It's in long sleeve. Now, it's a Kappa shirt, so obviously it's going to be a bit tight, but that is fantastic, to be honest. And this is definitely one I'll be bidding on if it stays at this amount. I don't want to, I wouldn't. Well, in short, I would expect this to go over £50. I think it is that kind of shirt, given that it's long sleeve and brand new. But then again, it's last season. Maybe I'm getting carried away. Let's have a look if we can find this shirt anywhere, because of course that is a big thing. Sometimes I'll get excited, and in fact, here we go. So you can see there, guys, I was getting quite excited. Now, granted, they don't have the good sizes, M, L, or even XL, and this is short sleeve. But you can see here already, I was getting very carried away, thinking, this is definitely £50. Actually, if the short sleeve is 35, even though you're missing a few sizes, the long sleeve really, you'd expect it to be about 40 maybe. At least, if Classic got the short for 35. So it's still a good price if you're after the shirt, but it's less exciting to me than I thought it was at first glance. So that's a good kind of lesson there, guys. Do take time, even though, we've got a few minutes to go. I mean, honestly, I don't think I'll stick in the bid, seeing that you can get the short sleeve. Again, not in kind of classic sizes or the best sizes. But anyway, I'll certainly watch and see what that goes for, though. But I would say to you guys, if you're interested in the shirt, I think it's worth. If you like the shirt, it's in long sleeve and it's your size, I'd pick it up. I'd be interested in entering the bidding war, but not if it got above 35. Certainly, I think you're probably paying over the odds. But if it's one you're really after, it's still a good deal. George saying, "Here we go, mate. It's something on time." You're definitely on time, mate. We're just getting started. We're just getting warmed up. But yeah, thanks for stopping by. Thanks to everybody who's tuning in. We've got a good number of people already with us. And yeah, as I say, guys, please fire out any questions as we go through. Hopefully this stream can be both entertaining and educational. Hey, this Club America shirt. Regular viewers will know this has appeared several times. This fake Club America shirt. Yeah, I don't need to dwell on it because we've seen it quite a lot. Now here we go. This is what appears to be a vintage Chelsea shirt. And yeah, now there's some what looks like some damage on the sleeve, but this is a very classic design, and the sponsor looks in great nick. I said there was damage on the sleeve, but look at that Commodore sponsor. That's almost too clean. Look at that. Wow, that's fantastic. But it looks good. Even things like the crest looks pretty true to age. That label looks fantastic as well. So despite some pulls, there are fairly heavy pulls. It appears to be, but not enough to take away from a shirt. With this age, we're talking kind of 30 years of shirt there. It's in pretty good nick, and it's reflected in the price there. £71 already, and you'd expect it to go for more. So that's quite interesting. That is quite interesting. It's certainly, again, I'll watch it so I can see what price it goes for later on. And just incidentally, the Western United shirt hasn't had any more bids. So I'd say that's a good deal. It's not a bargain necessarily, but it is a good deal. You're paying less than you'd probably pay anywhere else. Incidentally, this seller does have more items, and there's some good ones too. Some really good modern shirts from a couple of the Red Bull teams, Leipzig and Salzburg. Again, potentially good prices. We've got a name set as well, Shabozlai, or however you say his name. So this one actually, again, could be a really nice pickup. I'm definitely going to watch that one. Because even though Red Bull Salzburg, they're a fairly established team, their shirts do crop up occasionally, but they're not, always doing the rounds. They've been quite popular, of course, as, in recent years, particularly as they've been doing quite a lot of good things in Europe, getting quite far in competitions. So yeah, quite collectible shirts, I would say. If you're not bothered by the overt Red Bull branding, they're quite collectible. Evening, Liddersen. Hope you're well as well. And so just this Chelsea one, guys. I think just to finish off the conversation here, for these kind of shirts on eBay, often this is the cheapest you're gonna find this shirt on something like an eBay auction, because they're not shirts you see every day. Certainly, if you're going to one of the big guys like a classic football shirts, vintage football shirts, you're going to pay quite a lot. Some sellers, thinking of the likes of Northern Ireland classic shirts, who are very good for price, they would probably actually have this shirt for around this price or maybe a bit more. But certainly, though, those types of sellers, you could find it cheaper. But in short, the value of this kind of is quite open-ended. It will depend a lot on just how many people are looking to buy it. It sounds obvious, but it's funny. Sometimes stuff like this will slip through the cracks at this price. Other times it will be running well into the hundreds. Early 90s and before really is kind of quite an interesting market, and often, again, really, really good shirts can be found for much cheaper than you'd expect. So it's always interesting to watch because, again, there's not, if we look on here, if I just quickly do a quick search, you can see here we've got a remake, there's another score draw shirt, there's few and far between, a kid's shirt there. It looks like that might be the only one on eBay. There's some international sellers, but yeah, broadly speaking, that's the only one on eBay. And I think if we were to search that on Google, again, this is just a very quick search. There's loads of score draw kits. But you can see here, I'll just have a quick look at vintage football shirts. Okay, so they've actually got a mint condition one for £200. So that, you can see here that actually, if a mint one is £200, really for this, given the condition, you wouldn't really want to be paying much more. It is a big jump, of course. You're paying more than double for the mint one. But, if you got above 100, sure, if you're on a budget, of course, it's probably worth it. But I would say, if you're getting anywhere near 150, you would probably, I would argue, want to consider making the jump. That's just how I would approach it. It is a big jump, of course. That is a lot of money. But I would think about maybe selling another shirt or two to help fund this one, given the condition. Although, having said that, it is largely just, the sleeve and the pulls there. But you can see, guys, again, like I'm always doing, constantly trying to weigh things up. Is it worth it? Is it actually good compared to market value? A lot of stuff is literally just a case of Googling stuff, searching stuff, try and do the research you can. Joe mentioned in the 94 prototype Argentina shirt. Yes. Really, really nice. Really, really nice. And yeah, that was a really cool one. Not one you see a lot, but yeah, I really enjoyed that. And Chris was saying, England and Europe eBay is way better than US eBay. They found a nice Jack Daniels St. Pauli shirt. Ah, nice. Well, yeah. A few people have said that. A few other people from stateside have said that the UK one is a bit better. Yeah, so you're not the only one. Sorry, guys, just catch up with the comments. Great question here, just in from CT8. Would that vintage football shirts pick be a stock photo? I know CFS use stock photos for most of the stuff. Now that's a really good question. From experience, having bought from vintage football shirts a few times, let me think if I've bought one that's not been in top condition. From memory, all the stuff I've had from them has been either new or in excellent condition. So it's probably not I'm probably not the best gauge. That is definitely a concern with classic football shirts, and I've experienced that more than once. I personally do find that quite frustrating, especially, well, if you see a shirt, often, again, the description might say something like, good condition, and that can mean different things to different people, of course. So that is quite frustrating. If we just take a casual glance through the store, I wonder, can we actually filter? If we go to view all products, I don't think we can filter. No, there's not many filters for things like condition. If we now do the oldest ones that we've got here, let's see, for example. Yeah, I'm just trying to find some shirts that would have damage, and sort of trying to see if we can get. I guess with the older shirts, they're less likely to have stock photos anyway. But anyway, broadly speaking, I'm not sure. But yeah, it's a really good question. And actually, that is a good thing to mention. And indeed, when you're going through some of the bigger guys, yeah, if the listing says anything other than excellent or even very good, I would assume, and the stock photo doesn't show anything, then there is a risk factor there. So sorry I couldn't help any more with that. Thomas saying, Phil, will you ever do shopping videos on the regular sites? Yeah, I think I would, Thomas. The only thing I would say is that, of course, if I was doing something like that, and I wasn't being sponsored by the site in any way, it would probably have less value to me. But if a site was to approach me and talk about that, or certainly things like Black Friday, when we did the Black Friday stream, and that was across multiple sites. Yeah, so there could be something. I certainly do want to explore that more, and I've talked about Depop before. So there's a few things there. Just quickly, the City shirt went for £28, which to me seems like a very good deal. The condition of this is fantastic. Of course, the shirt, this is not going to win any awards, but there's something quite charming about this one. It's quite clunky in many ways. The design is, I would say, quite bad, but it's nostalgic. If you're a City fan who wants to show off the fact that you were a fan before the takeover, before the money came in, you could do a lot worse than this. I mean, to be honest, the more I think about it, 28 quid, I'm sure, again, let's just do a very, very quick search, but if we were to look at Classic, for example, let's see if we can find that shirt on here. Oh, what have I done there? Price. I wanted to do year. There we go. Let's just. What was it? It was was it 99? Okay, so you can see an XL here, which is listed as good. So it says consistent pulls to front and lower reverse, but no images. So that's the thing we were just talking about. No real. Yeah, not really any kind of help there with the condition. But this person's got a great deal at £28, less than half of this listing, and this is listed as good condition. This one, I would say, if I was to give that a rating, is at least very good, maybe even excellent. To be honest, considering the age, again, if that is real, and you'd have to do a double check to make sure that's real, but it looks, you can see that the label looks to be the same. So I think it's real, or at least on first glance it is. I might be wrong, but yeah, good deal whoever got that one. Bart says, I'm a new subscriber and I just started with collecting football shirts and I have 40 to 50 shirts. Thanks for the great content. Thank you, Bart. Thank you so much, mate. It's great to hear that. Honestly, that's why I do what I do for people like yourself. We missed an interesting auction here on supposedly a Bayern 1989 shirt. Now, heavy wear to the Adidas logo, but look at that shirt. Oh, now it's funny, I've missed a few good auctions over the years, or certainly over recent months that I've started streaming. This one, I mean, it's a good price. Of course, the Adidas logo is quite faded, but you could get that restored if you wanted to, even without that. That is a superb deal. This is, yeah. I think I'm not feeling as much pain as I would often because I probably wouldn't have bid on it despite it being a great shirt. And not a shirt I've seen often. A timeless Adidas design, really, with the Opal sponsor. But look at that. And yeah, despite the damage, that's a really good price. Someone snapped up a fantastic deal there, I would say. Best in vintage. Let's have a quick look. Anytime I see a sale, I think, well, that was a good deal or a good shirt. We like to look at what other things they have, and they do have a number of shirts. So it seems to be some sort of store. Makes sense with the name. If we go to ended soonest, yeah, they've got a range of shirts, including some recent ones. So a bit of everything. Interesting. But this is a great deal. We did miss out on this one. It ended a few minutes ago. But a good price, a very good price, to be honest. Again, despite the damage to the sponsor, you could get that repaired. Yeah, I mean, it's basically worn off. But if that was on there, you know, the price would obviously be much, much higher. So I think, yeah, seems quite fair. Good deal there. Joe says, can you give a shout out to my girlfriend Rebecca, who is having to watch this stream with me? Having to watch? Don't you mean that she's enjoying the show as much as you, Joe? but welcome, Rebecca. Yeah, I hope Joe hasn't been bothering you too much by having to watch this stream. I hope my voice isn't distracting you from what you'd rather be doing, but welcome nonetheless to the show. And Bart says, I have a few match-worn shirts. Do you know how to get a certificate of authenticity? Sorry if it's a stupid question. It's not a stupid question, Bart, at all. Honestly, I think in that case, the only place really is to go to the club or team. I wouldn't, well, or the source you bought the shirt from. So depending on where you bought the shirt from, of course, you might be able to go back. But I would be surprised if you'd be able to get that easily. Of course, a match-worn shirt is much more valuable with a certificate. If you were to ever sell it on, that is, for a lot of people, that's a deal breaker. If you don't have, the certificate. So I hope you're able to find one, Bart. But yeah, as I say, I mean, if you stick a question on Twitter, I'm sure there'll be people. There are many kind of collectors who specialise in match-worn shirts that might be able to help out more. Just quickly, this Arsenal shirt, and again, I'm doing the checks as I would usually. There are a lot of marks on this one. I would say the damage is, I probably wouldn't even say good. I'd say it was actually quite used or quite worn. You can see heavy markings, even though they look like they might come off with a bit of extra kind of care and attention. But the shirt is such a classic Arsenal shirt that I don't think, I mean, if this was a Liverpool shirt, I'd probably still buy it in that condition, I think. Certainly at a certain price. And at £51, that's a great price. Yeah, the condition, it might be a deal breaker, understandably. You know, there's almost every area of the shirt is affected by some pretty noticeable damage, it's fair to say. But, you know, if this shirt was in great condition or excellent condition, it's, you know, it's a £150, £200 shirt, I'd say. Or at least it's approaching that if you were to buy it from somewhere like a classic football shirt. So that'll be interesting. I'm going to watch it just to see what it goes for again. But that is quite interesting. Tom was saying, by the way, the Adidas logo change for the kits that's going to happen is terrible. Yeah, that one's going to be quite jarring. So for anyone that doesn't know, it's all but confirmed that Adidas will basically be rolling with just the 3 stripes of the Adidas logo at the top there. So no word mark, no Adidas, but just the 3 stripe portion. It does look a bit weird, it's fair to say. But, you know, I think it's interesting to see. And in general, I'm quite happy that there's going to be some changes, even though it's maybe not the change we'd like to see. Just quickly, that Nike swoosh looks very fake to me, guys. It might be real, but I don't really want to waste time looking at this one anymore, just because of that swoosh. And maybe I've misjudged that. Something about that just doesn't look right. Also, this is so here we go. I mean, this is the thing, right? The guy, to be fair, in one sense to the seller, the guy has set. Well, he's put in the description it's a remake. It's just a fake shirt. It's not a remake. No one's gonna be remaking a shirt from that was used this year. But anyway, the point still stands. This is not worth £30. The sad thing is, a lot of people will look at this title and will just buy it because they think it's the actual shirt. They'll think it's a replica, or dare I say even player issue. Sometimes people will get excited by the patches, and I said when I started collecting, I was the same. This was around. Well, it was not long after the 2016 Euros when I was kind of getting into it a lot more, and I'd see shirts like this with patches and a name set, and I'd get excited. Even though I wouldn't think it was a match worn or anything, but I would think, okay, this looks great. You've got all the extra details. Often the patches are actually the real deal or look identical to the real thing. But you then look at some of the finer details, things like the crest or swoosh, if it's a Nike shirt. That looks like even just look at the execution of the side details there. You can see on the left, that line kind of overlapping the bottom line. The top line there. On there's a gap. So it's just a fake. Sad to see, really, that people are going to be spending any amount of money on this. If it's a £5 or a £10, I guess that's the same as what you'd pay for it at source. But don't waste your money. If you are going to buy fakes, you could buy 3 fakes for this. Anything you like. I wouldn't suggest you buy fakes for various reasons. But there we go. There we go. We continue. Another Arsenal shirt. So is this the same seller? This is best in vintage. So they're putting a lot of good deals out here. This is another potentially really good deal. And I must say I'm quite impressed. To see good shirts that are just simply on auction, not at a high price, is kind of nice. Kind of nice to see. This is one of the best Arsenal shirts of all time for me. One of the early Nike shirts with what I consider to be quite a Nike kind of motif, the lightning bolt, really. And a great kind of two-tone blue. There's just so much like about this JVC sponsor. It looks to be original, from what I can tell. Okay, so it is a youth XL, saying that it would fit a small men's, and I can certainly believe that given that it's a 90s shirt. Yeah. So if you are that size, interestingly, it does say there's print. Okay. Yeah, so a bit appealing on the back. I can't remember if that's the original print or not. Am I right in saying the original had a Nike tick in the numbers, or am I thinking of another one? Should we see if we can find it quickly? There you go. So actually it didn't. So that looks to be the original print. You can see there, which is good to see. So this is next potentially a really good deal. Yeah, there's a tiny bit of damage there, but the rest of the shirt is in great nick. And yeah, certainly for that price, even though it's a youth size, and youth sizes are much cheaper, but if it's a 90s shirt, being a youth XL actually isn't necessarily a bad thing. If you're small or an extra small, or even sometimes some 90s shirts are so baggy that even fit for a kind of tight medium. But certainly, if you're in the small range, this kind of one is good. So that's an excellent deal potentially on that Arsenal shirt. Yeah, just going back to this seller. Yeah, it's good to see. I mean, again, there are a lot of bigger sellers who have kind of large stock or stores that basically operate on eBay. But that's really yeah. Oh, interestingly, they've got a lot of non-football shirt related stuff as well. But anyway, yeah, very interesting. So guys, 1 second. I'm just going to charge or get the charger from my phone. Which I'm using to read your comments. I'm doing a bit of a bad job, I think, tonight. Let's catch up with what you've been saying. Joe said, what are your thoughts on Joma shirts? Done some quite nice stuff for Norwich and Swansea. Yeah, I must say, for both those teams that you mentioned there, some really nice stuff from Joma. So Joma are one of those manufacturers who are kind of on the cusp of doing great things, or certainly stamping a significant mark on the industry. So yeah, really impressed. I think they're it's been a good year, and for those teams you mentioned, I think they're certainly two of the best examples of teams outside of kind of the big boys, the big manufacturers, who've been on my radar for sure. Thomas mentioned the Arsenal kit that looked great last night. I assume you're talking about the white-out kit, and yeah, it did. A lot of people commenting on the numbers, and of course, they were quite hard to read. But yeah, there was some really good stuff. Or rather, the images that I saw, the aesthetic of it really did look good, despite the result for them, of course. But also saying I'm a big PSV fan. What's your favourite PSV shirt? But I have a lot of love for the shirt. I have to remember what year it is, but it's the one, the second year when Ronaldo was there. Is it 96, 97, or was it 97, 98? Oh, it's 95, 96. So the first one was the Nike era, and I love everything about this shirt. I've got the away, and the home is kind of on my radar. That's one of the ones on my long-term collection list, but I love these shirts. The collar for me is one of the best collars ever. I love that checkerboard motif, the way it's been executed. There's quite a lot going on. It is quite busy, but it's one of my favourite shirts of the 90s, let alone one of my favourite PSV shirts. So there we go, Bart. That's my favourite. That combo, and as I say, I do own this one. One of my favourites there. Really, really good shirt. So just jumping back to eBay, and also trying to read your comments as well. Idris Villa saying, do you know where I can buy the white Arsenal shirt? I know it's exclusive to players, but I'd love to get one. Unfortunately, it's literally not available to buy. So it was a selection was sent to local charity organisations or organisations helping to deal with knife crime in London. And honestly, I think that was a great move. Of course, many people could have bought the shirt, and people said, well, why didn't they sell it? But I certainly think in this example, the gesture, I think, is quite good, and it's going to people who certainly do deserve it. So yeah, in short, it just you can't get it. I don't think they're anywhere auctioned, although I would expect that some of the match ones did. I assume have been either will be given away again, or maybe they will be auctioned. I don't know, but they are certainly some of the most exclusive kits you will find. That's for sure. João Ramos saying, one of my big concerns with my old shirts, or to buy old shirts, is how rubber plastic materials hold after so many years. Did you find any problems with the name set on your career kit, which is brand new in bag or in box? And in short, there was some peeling on the name, so you can just about see it here. Can you see the K? Or we can zoom in, can't we? How do we zoom in more on that? I thought I could zoom in more. There we go. You can see it's very noticeable. That edge of the K slightly peeled up, or had slightly peeled up. Other than that, it was in great nick. But of course, that had been literally in a box. So not all of them will be that good nick. But I would say, João, if the shirt has been in conditions that aren't too humid, then or where the temperature is relatively stable, you should be fine. Even on older shirts, of course, some older shirts will just degrade over time, but yeah, it's not necessarily a problem. I mean, you can see, like, this is a good example. That kind of style sponsor, that sort of cracking is very common. It only takes one wash, or sometimes not even that, for that to appear over time. But I think, yeah, unless if you're wearing the shirt regularly, of course you're going to get wear and tear. But then you're wearing it, I'd say you're still getting something out of it. If you're concerned about keeping a shirt in the best possible condition, then you might want to consider storing it in other ways. But yeah, just on this shirt, I was very intrigued by this name set. Look at that chunky 9. Austria Vienna. In the Total 90 template, of course. I don't need to tell you guys about this. £30 seems like a reasonable deal. There's quite a few people who collect Total 90 shirts, and again, I assume that's real. I've not actually seen this particular one before. It is XXL, which I think is probably why there's been no bids on it. But yeah, let's just have a quick look at the seller as well. See if they're selling any other Total 90 shirts. And actually, Odie or Steve-O mentioning a Celtic shirt, £99, maybe a bit out of the price range. Yeah, well, after the Korea shirt example, when I said I didn't want to spend too much money and then ended up buying that, I don't want to mention anything in that regard because I will tempt fate, I'm sure. This seller has a number of potential good pickups here. Yeah, quite a few different teams. Quite a few potentially cheap price. They've also kind of clearly got a lot of stuff from M&M Direct and other discount sellers, but yeah, there is some potential stuff there. Joe's saying you still need to let me know your secret on how you fold shirts. That's true. Let's do that now, actually. Let's do that now. So I'll quickly switch back. For anyone who doesn't know, I like to store my shirts, or some of my higher value shirts, in plastic bags. And I've had a few people ask me, how do I fold it? And it sounds kind of silly or quite obvious, but I thought I'd do that now on stream, so nothing like a bit live TV. This is not scripted. Let me grab, well, firstly I'm going to have to grab the box out of my cupboard. So if I'll switch to the pour scene 1 second, guys. I'll be back very shortly. We're back. Apologies for the interlude. So, if I grab, let's grab a shirt from here. So let's grab one that's not going to be too annoying to fold. So, Piercy shirt. Now, these plastic wallets, you can get them on Amazon, and this is an A3 wallet. So, in terms of sizes, I find this is quite a good one to kind of preserve things like sponsors. You don't have to fold the sponsors too much. If they are massive, the sponsors, sometimes I'd actually put the shirt in this way around. But in short, it's literally just the way I fold the shirt. I don't think it's anything particularly special, but I will quickly show you now. I don't have the best camera setup for this, but if I just take the shirt out now and show you guys. So usually, and again, you can do this on a flat surface so it goes in a lot easier, but I'll take the shirt, and what I'm doing is, when the shirt's face down, I would line up the shirt on a flat surface. Again, this isn't the best way to demonstrate it, but if the shirt's there, literally line up the wallet. It looks like I'm suffocating myself, but if you line up the wallet, with the shirt underneath it. And again, when the shirt's face down like this, you'll see it here. Fold the two sides of the shirt like so, making sure that you line up again. If you're lining up this portion of the shirt with the wallet, so again, you fold the shirt all the way down, so it's something like this. Again, you've just folded the two sides, checking that it's lined up here. And then once you've done that, it sounds obvious, but then line up the wallet this side of the shirt, and then fold the bottom up so that you're kind of filling the wallet. So you've got your shirt, you've folded it. Again, it's hard to do this on screen, and really I need a top-down camera. But you've done that. You then fold the shirt up, so you'll have something that looks vaguely like this. That's a very bad job, but you can see here something like that. Maybe it gives me a bit lower, wouldn't it? So something more like that. But literally, I've just folded the shirt, and then with the shirt flat on the surface, open up the wallet, slide it in. That description was harder than I thought it was going to be. Maybe I'll have to do a proper video. But in short, that is how I fold my shirts. Again, I don't think that was the best demonstration. Let me just go back to eBay. There we go. I hope that was somewhat helpful, Joe. But if it wasn't, and anyone else who's still confused, we can maybe look at a slightly more effective video. Ragav asking, is it better to store shirts hanging in plastic covers or folded? I invest in brand new with tags pieces, and I commonly use plastic protectors. So there's different ways to look at it. If you're storing it in a wardrobe which isn't getting a lot of use, and you're not kind of pulling stuff in and out of it regularly, and the temperature in the room is good, then I would say that is absolutely fine, and you can use covers, and that I think should be fine. But if you're, maybe it's a wardrobe that you use every day, you could look at something like the plastic wallets that I showed, and that for me is just stored in a box. I just bought a box from IKEA, just a simple metal box which fits the A3 wallets, without having to fold those wallets. So even though you're folding the shirt, you're not folding any of the key details, and that to me has been good in my experience. But I think in short you should be fine. Again, particularly if you're somewhere where the temperature isn't fluctuating too much, Ragav, you should be okay. And Joe said, I don't think I'll ever live up to your lofty standards on shirt folding neatness. Oh mate, honestly, I often feel very lazy and just want to shove the shirts in, but yeah, I certainly had to just take the time to do it, and I would say I enjoy the neatness of it all, but that's all good. Guys, I'm going to keep going for a little bit, but then we'll do the announcement of the giveaway. So this was for a couple of shirts in my collection, and well, yeah, I'll announce them just on stream, live on stream. Yeah, but we'll keep going for at least another page or so. Just quickly as we're going through. Yeah, again, please do keep any questions coming. We'll be going for a good another 10-15 minutes. But yeah. What have we got? Very classic Celtic shirt. I love this kind of luminous green shirt from Celtic. One of many memorable Celtic shirts, of course. And guys, also just to say as well, for those who maybe didn't hear at the start, I'm going to be doing a new weekly show where I'm reviewing new kits. So it's going to be a really fun series. I'm going to be just literally going through all the new releases of a given week and grading them, and maybe even having a bit of a kind of Top Gear style cool wall type situation. I don't know if they still do that now. Incidentally, you can see that same shirt that we saw go for much cheaper, listed there at 143. That is a wild overestimation, but you can see there whoever got the previous deal we looked at It was a pretty good one. And guys, just to say as well, with with that show as well, it'll probably be on a Thursday, so I'll let you know more details. But I'm really looking forward to it. I really enjoy these streams. I really enjoy just having the opportunity to be able to just chat with you guys. So look forward to that coming very soon. And also, I should say, I'm in this room now, but Phil's Corner will be returning to its usual room. It won't be quite the same. The corner isn't quite there, but it will be really good. I'm really looking forward to that, and that is coming very soon. Finally, after all these months, we've been on the road, but we will be back into some sort of regular corner, regular set. Let's go back to some comments because I did miss a few. Bart said giveaway. Did I miss something? Yeah, unfortunately, but this was for a couple of videos ago when I did a video showing all my purchases from 2021. I did a giveaway on that, so it's just announcing the winner of that giveaway, which was a few weeks ago. But of course, anyone who knows me, I'll be doing more giveaways in the coming weeks on both here and on Twitter. Just jumping to this shirt. This particular shirt was one that it was a really interesting design. I believe fans of Chelsea had access to an app basically where they could vote on a particular design, which was then produced, and this was the design, albeit the pictures are pretty bad. But it wasn't worn in the game, I don't think. But yeah, it was a really really interesting project, a kind of fan engagement project. You can see a note here about the Champions League victory against Bayern, I believe that's referring to. And a shirt that I've not really seen on sale actually. It was, I believe, only available. Oh yeah, I think it was only available from Chelsea themselves. So yeah, really interesting one. At that price, it's a fair bit, but obviously they were limited. And again, if this is real, that's not too bad, I would say. I don't know whose signature that is. But yeah, an interesting one, which you didn't see a lot of. And I don't think it got a lot of coverage at the time. It's not the most exciting one. It does look very much like a pre-match shirt, but it's an interesting story nonetheless. Alejandro just popping on. Thanks, mate. Thanks for stopping by. I hope you're well. Ragav saying, for more vintage pieces, I've discovered shampoo is fantastic for product restoration. I'm battling complex PTSD and haven't left my house in 3 years. Your content is superb. Sorry to hear that, Ragav, about the PTSD, but I'm glad my content can be of some enjoyment to you. And that's an interesting tip with the shampoo. I didn't know that. But yeah, nice one. Thank you for sharing. Thomas saying about hiding the paint and his shirts. Yes, I have seen it, and they're pretty good. I must say, of all the style of shirts, people customizing shirts, adding elements to shirts, I think hiding the paint is one of my favourite styles. I think some of these creatives, I think I prefer some of them more than others, just from an aesthetic point of view. But I think his has quite a lot about it. Yeah, so really, really good. Interesting. The same Chelsea shirt that we saw earlier, and this one is. If we just, was this a different year? Actually, I think the one we were looking at was a different one. Am I right in saying? Let's get old football shirts. One of my favourite sites. I always refer to. Now the Chelsea shirt we saw was, which one was it? Or was it this one? I honestly can't remember which one it was that we saw. It was one of the 90s ones, wasn't it? Was it? I can't remember if it was the. Either way, another 90s Chelsea shirt for quite a low price, so that's quite interesting. Of course, it could increase, but yeah, another one. Another 90s Chelsea shirt. Okay. Now, 90s Liverpool gear is very, very highly sought after. This isn't one of the best items. There are some sweatshirts which I think are better, but it's still certainly quite collectible despite there's some damage. But yeah, that's one to follow. I don't think I'd put in a bid on it, even though that is potentially quite a good deal. There is some damage, of course, to it, but yeah, that is one I'll keep an eye on. If nothing else, to see the price of it. And as I say, not one of the items I'm really looking for rather. But again, this era, just particularly Liverpool gear, you do see pop up quite a lot for quite a lot of money as well. And incidentally, this Inter Milan shirt, which appears to have tags, which is obviously quite nice to see. I mean, 90s tags, we could talk about them, couldn't we? Just that tag alone is great. Of course, you're not buying the shirt for the tag. But yeah, this Inter shirt, you can often find, it's one of those designs which kind of flies under the radar. It's not one of the most popular designs, but you know, there's quite a few around. Oh, sorry. I should. Umbro, of course, you know, produce many replicas, and in that sense, you do tend to find quite a few of them knocking about for certain teams. But yeah, one to what I will watch this one again. Potentially a nice steal. Ballers jerseys. Let's have a look. They've got some other shirts here. They had the Chelsea shirt from before, as well as some modern shirts. So a bit of an eclectic mix. Even the shirt from this year. We've got an Atalanta shirt here. As well as the Roma fourth from this year. So a selection of shirts from this seller. But yeah, that one is one to keep an eye on. I wouldn't expect the kind of going rate to be much more than this. But yeah, Anna said you yawn, we yawn. yeah. Honestly, without fail, it's funny. Without fail, I will yawn at least 3 or 4 times on the stream. I don't know what it is, because I'm pretty sure Tuesday evenings are the only evenings I yawn this early in the evening. I say early, it's 9 o'clock here, but yeah, honestly, I don't know what it is, but something about this just yeah, sets me off. Sheffield Wednesday shirt. We've seen a few of these ones, I believe, from a different seller on our eBay hunting series. So interesting to see this one here, and this has actually had some bids at 33 quid. It's a great design. Well, it's certainly memorable. Whether you think it's good or not, I guess is to your taste. But even though the colour is not the most exciting, but I think that pattern is pretty crazy. And the crest as well. Is that? I'm trying to remember if that was. Let's have a look. It looks almost like an anniversary crest. Let's have a look and see if Sheffield Wednesday had that crest over a period. Of course, the classic owl crest there, which we all know and love. Or I certainly love. I think it's got a memorable one. Yeah, it appears that in 95 to 97 they had what looks like an anniversary crest. I'll be honest, I was too young to remember that. You can see it on the home shirt there as well. So there we go. Another kind of nice detail. Or did they keep it afterwards? Looks like they played around with their crest quite a bit. And they changed it the year after, potentially. But anyway, long and short, get back here. Yeah, another potential 90s, good 90s pickup. Condition is, it's got a few pulls, but it's pretty good. And it looks, as I say, I don't want to do some final checks, but yeah, you've got a lot of little things here, little nods, and yeah, I really like the crest. I think that alone makes it quite interesting, along with their design. Classic sponsor, of course, one of the most famous sponsors Sheffield Wednesday have had. So yeah, Chris was saying buy, bench, sell, Adidas, Kappa, Nike. For me, it would be buy Nike. Probably bench would be. Honestly, probably Adidas and sell Kappa. I think that way around. Or you could switch Adidas and Kappa, but definitely buy Nike. No surprise there. Good question. I like it. And like I've said, in terms of vintage names, as many are out of production, just modern iterations drag the shirts fairly down. In short, yes, or at least it should. Certainly when non-original name sets are applied, and certainly, and even if original name sets are applied at a later date, you could argue it affects the value. But certainly non-original ones, and particularly if they're added on, just kind of now, current day, and not at the time, then I think it should lower it in some way. Particularly if the same techniques haven't been used, so maybe you've used a different kind of process to get that on. And it is common practice, it's quite known, or if you don't know, a lot of sellers do that. Personally, I don't think it's a great thing to do, especially if you've not disclosed that. But it is one way people make money. I think where some people do it right is if you have original name sets from the time, and if you then apply it in the same way that it would have done, or a similar way to it would have done, I think that is, certainly a lesser evil, if I can put it that way. But in short, it's a good question, Magav. It's certainly something which comes up a lot in the community. It's a common question people have. But I would say, in short, it should lower the value in that sense. And Daniel's saying, are you watching African Cup of Nations? I'm paying half an eye on it, Daniel. Yeah, not watching it actively, but yeah, it's certainly, let's say half an eye on the tournament. Guys, as we wrap up, I was intrigued by this listing, which is a Crystal Palace shirt with a free base layer. Now the base layer is I don't even know the brand, but that's quite funny. I don't think I've ever seen that. That is, for the brand Campri, is that? That's hilarious. I love that the if it was maybe an odd coloured shirt, like a really kind of distinct tone of green or something, and they had a base layer to match, you think, okay, nice. The fact it is literally just a white shirt, but it also has a base layer, that is quite funny. That is really funny. I really love that. Free base layer. I think that's going to be the thumbnail for tonight. The funny thing is as well, obviously Palace shirts, they're often quite cheap. They do tend to make it to the classic kind of football shirts sale section. You do see a lot of them. But even still, if you were looking for this shirt anyway, why not get a free base layer? That is fantastic. Oh, I love this from IndyCars. Here you go. We got some more free base layers for the Liverpool shirt. Now that would be good. Yeah, some free base layers. Let's go. Okay, it's a shame that it's got a personalised name in the back. But this one comes with a Nike base layer. Okay. That is great. I really like this. Well, yes, obviously this one, you'd have to get the name changed if, unless you don't mind having some random guy's name on the back. But the fact that this comes with a base layer, and there's more, the England shirt here with another. I mean, it looks like a cotton t-shirt. That is funny. Honestly, I appreciate this from IndyCars. A bit of added value there. That is fantastic. And unfortunately, he couldn't find a matching base layer for the Liverpool shirt, which is also personalised. But nonetheless, I'm really enjoying the free base layers. That is certainly one of the more novel things I've seen on eBay recently. We'll switch back to the main scene before we announce giveaway winners. A couple of questions about potential collaboration with Ellis Platten of Away Days. Would you ever do a collaboration? In short, yeah, I'd love to. I do enjoy Ellis's content, and we do speak occasionally on Twitter DMs and things like that. Maybe I'll have to reach out to him. He's been, doing some really interesting stuff recently. I'd love to do his football shirt shopping series. I'd love for them to just, or for him / classic football shirts to send me down to London. We could go shopping in their store. I don't think I'm quite big enough to justify that, probably from their side. But why not? Maybe in a few years' time, or maybe I could just head down there this year. Why not? provide my wisdom on shirts or something like that. But anyway, yeah, no, I'd love to. And if you watch Ellis's content, why not stick my name and say do a video with Phil? Of course. And I did briefly help him out on a fake shirt video one time, and we've done some other projects together. But yeah, anything with him would be a big boost to the channel. So, guys, if you watch his content, as I say, stick in the word, maybe send him a tweet. We could collaborate. Ellis, if you're listening, let's get something done. Let's get a deal done, so to speak. And Joe's saying, seeing as the African Cup of Nations is on, what's your favourite African international shirt of all time? Good question, Joe. Let me think off the top of my head. What have we got? Certainly the Ghana shirts of the 90s. That was it Adidas, if it's the one I'm thinking of. They were really memorable. I think they're really fun and obviously unique to Ghana as well. They stand out in my mind. For nostalgic reasons, even though the design is relatively plain and simple, the Senegal shirts of the 2002 World Cup, which is the first World Cup I watched and enjoyed and loved, those are another memorable one. Another memorable kit. Even though the kit is relatively simple, I believe it was Lecoq Sportif. Great shout from Thomas with Cameroon as well. They've had some good kits. But yeah, there's been some good ones. To say the least, of course, there's all the Nigeria kits you've got. Their kits with Nike were very popular and very stood the test of time. Sleeveless Cameroon, again, a great shout, Joe, I should say. But yeah, I'd have to have more of a think, I think, and do some more research and look back on some of the other ones. CTA said the current Mali one is top of my wish list. Yeah, Mali have had a great selection, haven't they? The amount of kind of shirts they've had with this similar eagle motif, they've been a lot of fun. And I saw a picture of the new one the other day, and that did look good. Hey guys, we're going to do I'm going to announce the giveaway winners. So this is for the giveaway that I did in my collection video, and I basically, at the end of the video, so I was going to do a bit of a spontaneous giveaway for a couple of shirts in my collection. So I asked some of you guys to comment on that on the video, and I've been going through those comments and with a bit of randomization as well, and also taking into account what people have said, because I asked people to pick shirts. I didn't want to give away, of course, anything too valuable. So there's a couple in here in this selection. In the comments who have won. I just need to go and make sure I've got the right names here. But as I do that, in fact, before I do that, I do need to take a very, very quick break. I'll be back right away, with the announcement of the giveaway. But do stay tuned. That'll be coming after the break. See you on the other side. So guys, thank you for sticking with me. Apologies for the delay. 2 winners for the giveaway. The first one, and again, I need to make sure I get the right name here. The first winner is Andres Castro. So I don't know if you're in the chat, Andres. If you're not, please do get in touch as you're watching this, and I will put a message on Twitter as well. But Andres, you've won a shirt. Please DM me and we can discuss which shirt that is. And the other winner is Brock Milden. So Brock, again, congratulations. So Andres Castro and Brock Milden, the 2 winners of the giveaway. Thank you everyone else who entered that. And there'll be more giveaways, guys. I'll be giving away more shirts. I've got some collaborations lined up with a few brands and a few other things to do as well. So there'll be more stuff to come. Keep an eye out on my Twitter and on this channel here. But that'll just about do it for today's stream. I'll be here for another 5:10. I can answer any more questions. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed the stream. I hope you enjoyed the eBay Hunter. Yeah, and another plug. In fact, I haven't even said, but of course, please subscribe if you've stumbled across this video. Maybe this is your first time here. Please subscribe, hit the subscribe button to keep up to date with new episodes, new streams, new content from my side. And indeed, if you're a regular viewer and you want to know how to support me further, you can support me on Patreon. And you can see below me a number of names. These are my current supporters. It's very generous if you are able to support me, but it does go a long way to supporting the channel and growing the channel. So details in the description. If you can't support my Patreon, that's completely understandable. And just by watching the videos, you're being a huge support. But yeah, congratulations, and just once again to Andreas, Castro and Brock Milden. You guys have won a couple of shirts from my collection, so please DM me and I can get the shirts sent out to you. And yeah, guys, I do want to thank you just for your support tonight. We've had some good numbers, I think, from what I've seen. Good discussion. Yeah, we didn't buy any shirts, but there were a few really good purchases. There was that Bayern shirt, which looked great. A number of good 90 shirts from Chelsea and Sheffield Wednesday. I think my favourite of the night there was how we ended with the free base layer seller. That is fantastic. I've not seen that before. That's definitely going to be the thumbnail for tonight's stream. But yeah. Guys, I hope you enjoyed this, as I say, and I will see you very soon for another stream. We'll be back next week, next Tuesday, all being well, with another eBay hunting stream. There's more Phil's Corner videos to come, and probably not this week, but maybe next week, if not the week after, we'll be starting a new review show, reviewing all the new kits. And that'll be another stream, like a live stream like this, which should be really fun. So I'm looking forward to that. Yeah, and I hope to see you there. But until then, guys, have a good rest of the evening or a good rest of the day, wherever you are watching. And I'll speak to you all very soon. Thanks for watching, guys. Take care.